Welcome back, dear seekers, to Beyond the Veil, where we continue our profound exploration of the hidden realms that shapes our reality. Today, we delve into Chapter 5, The System of Human Slavery. A chapter that promises to be both revealing and unsettling. In this episode, we will unravel the clandestine system that subtly binds humanity, exploring how this system manipulates our most primal energies, sexual vitality, and the essence of love, and examining its wider implications from the Hermetic perspective. We will explore how sexuality, far more than a biological function, is a potent source of vital energy, pulsating with creativity and the transformative power. In the Hermetic view, it's akin to the life-giving energies of the sun, essential for growth and illumination. However, this power is often repressed and tabooed, serving as tools of control that warp our fundamental nature. Sexuality, the primal force of human existence, is more than a mere biological function. Chapter 5, The System of Human Slavery, The Starvation of Love. In the mystical realm of Hermetic wisdom, love is not merely an emotion, but the very fabric of the cosmos. A divine frequency that resonates with every aspect of creation. It is the golden thread that weaves the tapestry of life, connecting all beings in an intricate dance of unity and harmony. However, when love is withheld, it creates a chasm in the human spirit, a void that echoes through the chambers of our soul. This starvation of love begins in the earliest stages of life, in a society where love is rationed like a scarce commodity. Individuals group up in emotional desert, barren of the nurturing warmth of unconditional love. This deprivation is not just of affection, but of the understanding of love as a transformative power. In Hermetic teachings, love is the key that unlocks the higher faculties of the soul, aligning us with the realms of the universe, enabling us to resonate with the music of the spheres. A society starved of love is like a seedling deprived of water and sunlight, unable to flourish or reach its potential. It breeds a culture of isolation, fear, and mistrust, as individuals encase their hearts in armor, fearing the vulnerability that comes with authentic connection. The absence of love creates a disconnect not only from others but also from the self, leading to a fragmented existence devoid of the rich tapestry of interconnectedness in our birthright. In this love-starved landscape, relationships becomes transactions, devoid of the sacred essence of true companionship. The Hermetic principle, as above, so below, as within, so without, illustrates that the outer world reflects our inner state. Thus, a society lacking in the love mirrors an inner emptiness, a disconnection from the divine spark within. To heal this void, we must return to the ancient wisdom that teaches us to see love not as an external force to be sought, but as an intrinsic part of our very being. By rediscovering and nurturing this inner wellspring of love, we can begin to heal the collective soul of humanity, transforming our world into a garden where the flowers of the spirit can bloom in their full glory. The duality of sex energy and materialism. In the mystical corridors of Hermetic philosophy, sexual energy is rebirthed as a sacred force, a divine spark that ignites the fire of creation within us. It is the primal energy that drives the universe, a powerful current that flows through every aspect of existence, from the spiraling galaxies to the pulsating beat of the human heart. Yet, in the material world, this sacred energy is often suppressed, its power diverted into channels of materialism and greed. Sexual repression, a tool deftly wielded by the architects of the societal norms, serves to disconnect us from our primal source of power. This suppression is not merely a denial of physical pleasure, but a strategic maneuver to divert our focus from the realms of higher consciousness to the plane of material acquisition, as our natural energies are shifted. We descend from the celestial heights of spiritual awareness into the dense fog of material greed. In this descent, we found ourselves ensnared in the illusion of materialism. The suppressed sexual energy, now devoid of its natural outlet, seeks expression through the pursuit of fame, power, and possessions. This shift marks a profound deviation from our soul's true purpose, which is to ascend towards enlightenment, to merge with the divine consciousness that permeates all things. The Hermetic tradition teaches us that everything in the universe is interconnected, that every action has a corresponding reaction. When our sexual energy is suppressed, it does not vanish, but is transformed, manifesting in unhealthy attachments to material objects and the pursuit of hollow achievements. This misdirection of energy leads us away from the path of self-realization, trapping us in the labyrinth of material desire. To break free from this cycle, we must recognize the sacred nature of our sexual energy and reclaim it as a soul of spiritual power. By embracing our sexuality as a divine gift, we can begin to elevate it from the realm of the physical to the spiritual, transforming our base desires into a ladder that leads us towards the stars. In this awakening, we realize that true fulfillment lies not in the accumulation of wealth or status, but in the cultivation of our spiritual essence. By aligning our sexual energy with our higher purpose, we can embark on a journey of self-discovery, ascending to the realms of light and wisdom that are our true home, cultivating a culture of fear. In the mystical teachings of Hermes, fear is seen as the dark mirror of love, a force that constricts the soul and casts shadows across the landscapes of our existence. Where love is the expansive force that unites and liberates, fear is the contracting force that divides and enslaves. In a society where love's radiant light is dim, fear creeps in like pervasive fog, enveloping the collective consciousness in a shroud of darkness. The cultivation of fear is a deliberate act, a carefully orchestrated strategy employed by the system of power to maintain their dominion. By implementing fear, the system effectively shackles the human spirit, turning citizens into compliant subjects. Fear of loss, fear of the others, fear of the unknown. These are the chains that bind the soul, keeping it confined in a state of perpetual anxiety and insecurity. In the Hermetic view, fear distorts our perception of reality, leading us away from the pursuit of higher truth. It triggers the primal fight or flight response, reducing complex human beings to basic survival mechanisms. Under the heavy cloak of fear, individuals are easily manipulated, their actions guided by the basis of the instincts rather than enlightenment pursuits of knowledge and wisdom. To break free from this culture of fear, one must embark on a journey inward, to the core of their being, where the eternal flame of love burns brightly. By reconnecting with this inner source of love, we can dispel the illusions of fear, seeing them for what they truly are, shadows that vanish in the light of understanding and awareness. The erosion of the self and the rise of compliance. In the absence of love and under the yoke of fear, the individual's true self begins to wither like a plant deprived of sunlight and water. The Hermetic path emphasizes the importance of self-knowledge as the cornerstone of liberation and enlightenment. However, in a world where fear reigns supreme, this journey of self-discovery becomes obscure, leaving individuals adrift in a sea of conformity and compliance. The erosion of the self is a gradual process, like the slow chipping away of a statue until a vague outline remains. Individuals, disconnected from their inner essence, become malleable to the whims of the system. They are shaped and molded into a compliant forms, Their unique identities stand down to fit the cookie-cutter expectation of society. In this state, the individual's actions and thoughts are no longer their own, but are dictated by external forces, serving the agenda of the system rather than their personal growth and spiritual evolution. Reclaiming the self requires a reconnection with the inner divine spark, an awakening of the truth that lies within. It involves shedding the layers of fear and conditionings, like a snake shedding its old skin to reveal the luminous being that resides beneath. This act of self-discovery is not just a personal journey, but a revolutionary act, a defiance against the forces that seek to suppress, a defiance against the forces that seek to suppress our true nature and potential. Isolation and technological isolation and technological manipulation. In the modern age, technology and digital media have emerged as powerful tools in the system's arsenal. Tools that promise connection but often deliver isolation. These digital realms, while offering the illusion of connectivity, frequently lead to the deeper sense of disconnection from our fellow beings and from our inner selves. In the Hermetic philosophy, the principle of interconnectedness is fundamental. All things are seen as part of a greater whole, each element reflecting and affecting to other. However, this sacred principle is obscure in a world where virtual interactions replace genuine human connections. The screen becomes a barrier, filtering and distorting the reality of our shared human experience. Beyond the mere isolation of individuals, technology also serves as a means of manipulation. The system uses digital platforms and media to control the flow of information, shaping narratives and perceptions to serve its ends. This manipulation extends to the realm of perception, where reality is filtered through a digital lens, often distorting and fragmenting our understanding of the world. Breaking free from this web of technological manipulation requires a conscious effort to reconnect with the real world, to engage in genuine human interactions that nourish the soul. It involves seeking out sources of information that are diverse and neutral, allowing for a more holistic and integrated understanding of the world. In doing so, we can begin to free ourselves from the grip of the system, reclaiming our autonomy and our connection to the universal web of life. The pursuit of false idols. The system, in its cunning design, entices us with the shimmering allure of false idols. Wealth, status, fame, these are the golden chains of the modern age. glittering distractions in the vast desert of true fulfillment. This pursuit ensnares individual into a cycle of endless desire and perpetual dissatisfaction, a treadmill of acquisition where the next goal is always just out of reach. In the rich tapestry of Hermetic wisdom, it is taught that true fulfillment is not found in the accumulation of external treasures, but in the discovery and alignment with one's divine essence. This essence is the eternal spark within, the unchanging and infinite aspect of our being that is connected to the all. However, this profound truth is often lost in the noise and the hustle of the material world, where success is measured in tangible assets and social standing. The relentless pursuit of these illusions leads individuals away from the path of self-realization and a spiritual awakening. It creates a mirage that diverts attention from the inner journey, the quest for self-knowledge and understanding that leads to true enlightenment. In chasing these false idols, we become lost in the labyrinth of materialism, disconnected from our spiritual nature and the deeper purpose of our existence. To step off in this treadmill and reclaim our path, we must turn our gaze inwards, recognizing that the source of true fulfillment lies within. It is a journey of introspection and self-discovery, where we learn to value the riches of the soul over the trinkets of the material world. In doing so, we awaken to the reality that our true worth is not defined by what we own or achieve, but by the depth of our understanding and the quality of our being. The illusion of separateness and the reality of unity. One of the most insidious deceptions perpetuated by the system is the illusion of separateness. This illusion manifests in myriad forms through labels, beliefs, ideologies, false religions, creating artificial divisions that fragment our sense of self and our connection to others. It breeds a culture of us versus them, erecting walls where there should be bridges, sowing discord where there should be harmony. In the mystical realm of Hermetism, however, it is understood that all is one. The principle known as the law of unity or oneness posits that at the deepest level, all creation is interconnected, part of a singular divine consciousness. The sense of separation we experience is a mere illusion, a distortion of our true nature, which is inherently connected to the whole of existence. This illusion of separateness is a powerful tool in the hands of the system, as it divides and weakens, making it easier to control and manipulate. It It obscures the reality to our actions and thoughts, have a ripple effect, impacting the collective consciousness and the world at large. By fostering a sense of disconnection, the system prevents us from recognizing our collective strength and the power that comes from unity. To dispel this illusion, we must embrace the wisdom of interconnectedness, understanding that we are all these threads in the same cosmic consciousness. This realization fosters a sense of empathy and compassion as we begin to see ourselves in others, recognizing that their pain is our pain, their joy our joy. As we embrace this truth, we break down the artificial barriers imposed by the system, paving the way for a more harmonious and united world. In conclusion, the journey to freedom is a return to the essence of our being. It is about reclaiming our divine nature, recovering the flame of love, and reestablishing our connection with each other. This awakening enables us to see through the veil of illusion, recognizing the ways we are bound and controlled. By understanding the mechanisms of this system of human slavery, we step into the light of truth and liberation, embracing our true selves and our place in the interconnected web of life. As we draw the curtains on this revealing chapter of our journey, it becomes evident that the intricate web spun by this system is designed to ensnare the most sacred aspects of our existence. Our vibrant sexual energy, our profound capacity for love, and our deep desires for genuine connection. We have journeyed through the labyrinthine path of hermetic wisdom and revealing the ways in which these fundamental energies are manipulated and distorted to keep us in chains. By understanding this mechanism, we gain the power to see beyond the veil of illusion that has been meticulously dropped over our perception. This clarity is the first step in recognizing the intricate ways we are bound and controlled, not by physical chains, but by the shackles of our own diverted energies and suppressed truths. The path to freedom, as illuminated by the ancient Hermetic teachings, is not an outward journey, but an inward pilgrimage. It is a voyage back to the very core of our being, to the eternal truth that resides within. This journey beckons us to reclaim our sexual energy, not as a source of shame or manipulation, but as a wellspring of creative power and a spiritual enlightenment. It invites us to reignite the flame of authentic love, burning away the falsehoods and fears to have long clouded its pure expression. Furthermore, this journey urges us to reconnect with our fellow beings, not through the superficial and transient connections of the digital age, but through the profound and soulful bonds that unite us at our very essence. In this process of reconnection, we rediscover the interconnectedness of all life, recognizing that each of us is a vital thread in the grand cosmic consciousness. As we awaken this truth, we begin to step out of the shadows of the veil of manipulation and into the radiant light of awareness and liberation. We reclaim our divine nature, shedding the imposed identities and false desires that have long diverted us from the true path. This awakening is not just a personal liberation, but a collective rising, a shared journey towards a world where the chains of illusions are broken and the spirit is free to soar. In this light of truth and liberation, we find not just freedom for ourselves, but the key to unlocking the chains that binds humanity. As we each embark on this sacred journey of awakening, we contribute to a collective shift, a transformation that can ripple outwards, bringing enlightenment and liberation to all. Thus, the call of this chapter is clear: to seek the truth within, to reclaim our divine essence, and to forge a new path for all, one illuminated by love, unity, and freedom. As we close this chapter, let us carry forward the wisdom gained, the insights, and the resolve to be agents of change in this grand interconnected journey of life. Very well, Sid.